program. So we're going to start with, I'll talk about it first. So the first thing is an Aquila, based on Bruckner, because I love Bruckner. Fun fact, I was recording this last night and it did not come out well, so I did resort to using MIDI trombone, so you're going to hear that. Okay, so the first half of this program is more, I don't want to use good, more normal, I would say. So next there is some, there's going to be a couple of vocal pieces that I could not do. Well, there's a couple of vocal pieces that are arranged not for voice right now that you're going to hear, but they're originally vocal pieces. The next one is also based on Bruckner because I love Bruckner. It's based on his Ave Maria. It is also an Ave Maria, but it is arranged for the 8-bit synthesizer. And then there's some other pieces in a similar vein. And then we get kind of crazy, but right now we're mostly normal. nevertheless, this next one I also wrote because I tried to get a choir, and then no one showed up to rehearsal. Womp womp. So this one I arranged just for my voice, but the problem is I'm not a great singer. So, but what are you gonna do? So, also the video for the next one, it's on YouTube. It was like MLG Gamer Rainbow, I think is the name of it, which is kind of weird. The only inspiration is the name. Yeah. Yeah, like the program, I have nothing further to say about that. Oh yes, no, the cat is gonna be my cat Panda. It's videos of my cat Panda, and it's important you know her name is Panda because then there is an actual panda. So, that's the important thing. last serious one, Agnus Dei, meaning Lamb of God. It's another choral work. I was writing it for a mass with I was writing a mass with Dr. Crane, and then I didn't get to the Agnus Dei, so I kept doing it after, and then I got like halfway through the Credo, and then I gave up. But this is the Agnus Dei. Oh, and then I also worked with it with Ramon, and then I think I submitted it to some competition or something, or maybe I just submitted it for applications, but I think it's pretty good. So. serious ones. The music is, I think, serious. So the music is the first, I would say the first thing I wrote at UMass Lowell that I was like really proud of. And I basically just was listening to Michael Nyman's Chasing Sheep is Best Left to the Shepherds, and then I made a brass quintet that sounded like that. And then for one of John Shirley's classes, I had to do like a music video, so I did a time lapse of me dancing in my family room, and it took like 25 minutes, and I was exhausted by the end of it. So you'll see that.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon.
This next one is Pictionary. Oh yes, the emojis didn't come out how I wanted in the score or in the program. I wanted them to be different, and now there's an extra penguin there that shouldn't be there now. Yeah, this was for music and sound for games though, and it's Pictionary. It's supposed to be Einstein on the Beach-esque, and then also I'm a big DJ Khaled the Guy fan. Like I think he's pretty funny, so I said some DJ Khaled stuff, and then I think some Family Guy stuff. But it's Einstein on the Beach, kind of. So it's Jacob on the beach, and then it's not as good as Einstein on the Beach, so that's why it's Mecklenburg-Vorpommern, which is kind of like German Kansas if Kansas was on the water. So.
This is when DMX came out, and the owner of the club said, "Khaled, do not play no DMX." I look around, this man must be crazy. I DJ in the club, first thing I did was play 10 DMXs. The biggest fights broke out. It was a riot. I understand why he said it now. Guess what? I wouldn't stop.
Einstein on the Beach, except I've been obsessed with Einstein on the Beach for a long time. So this is also Einstein on the Beach, but I finished this one like a week ago. And this is a Canadian poet who I seem to be the only one outside of Canada who knows, called Al Purdy. He wrote this poem called "At the Quinty Hotel" because he is Canadian, and it's a recording of him saying his own poem, and I just really love his Canadian accent. And I'm also a sensitive man, so he is talking about how he is a sensitive man. Yeah.
This is a very old poem called At the Quinty Hotel. I am drinking. I am drinking. I am drinking beer with yellow flowers and underground sunlight. And you can see that I am a sensitive man. I noticed that the bartender is a sensitive man too, so I tell him about his beer. I tell him the beer he draws is half art and half horse piss. And all wonderful yellow flowers. And all wonderful yellow flowers. The bartender is not quite so sensitive as I supposed he was. The way he looks at me now does not appreciate my exquisite analogy. Over in one corner, two guys are quietly making love and the brief goes to infinity. Opposite them, a peculiar fight enables the drinkers to lay aside their comic books and watch with interest, as I watch with interest. A wiry little man slugs another guy and tracks him leading into the tub, slugs him to the floor again, with ugly red flowers on the tile. 3 minutes later, he risters over to the table where his drunk friend sits with another friend, slugs both of them, ass over electric kettle, so I have to walk around on my way for a piss. Now I'm a sensitive man. So I say to him, mildly as hell, you shouldn't have knocked over that good beer with them blue beautiful flowers in it. So he says to me, come on. Well, come on. I got a rabbit with big kidneys. I guess. Like a yellow streak charging. And flower power, I suppose. Knock the shit out of him and sit down. He's just a little guy. And say reprovingly, violence will get you nowhere this time, chum. You take me. I am a sensitive man. Would you believe I write poems? But I can see the doubt in his upside-down face. In fact, in all the faces. What kind of poems? Flower poems. So tell us a poem. I got off the little guy, but reluctantly, for he was comfortable. I told him this poem. They crowded around me with tears in their eyes, and wrung my hands feelingly in my pockets. For it was a heartwarming moment for literature. Moved by the demonstrable effect of great art and the brotherhood of people, I remarked the poem ought to be worth some beer. It was a mistake of terminology, for silence came, and was brought home to me in the tavern. The poems will not really buy beer or flowers or a goddamn thing. And I was sad. For I'm a sensitive man.
Rooms for Rent in the Outer Planets, and I bought it secondhand, and this book, like no one had read it before, and inside there's an inscription, and it's like, to my muse, Sasha, and Sasha did not read this. But I read it, and it was really good. This next one was for Contemporary Styles with Ramon. This is one of the only ones that I like really remember presenting it, because Ramon asked me what I did. It was supposed to be sampling, so I found on like the Internet Archive like an old German polka album, and I was telling Ramon that, and he just said, "Of course you did," and I was like, "Okay, Ramon." So I did that, and then there is this recording from Mein Liebster Fiend, My Best Fiend, which is a documentary by Werner Herzog about his close friend and creative partner Klaus Kinski. And it is Klaus Kinski just like yelling at some production assistant, and that's in there. lot of explaining. This is the last recorded thing I'll be playing. This was made for digital synthesis. I think a class a lot of you are in right now. This was the final. It is technically a remix of a piece Ramon did for like clarinet and electronics, but it's if I'm being honest, it's barely in there. So content warning, Arnold Schwarzenegger is talking about how he feels working out is kind of like ejaculating. I'm sorry, people said I shouldn't have put it in, but you know, it's art. And so it's Arnold's talking about that, and then I did a 12-tone row based on Arnold Schwarzenegger's name. And then there is also the video you're gonna see. I wasn't signed into YouTube. I just searched Arnold Schwarzenegger, and then somehow it went to Elon Musk and President Putin. And yeah, so that's the video you're gonna see with it.
The greatest feeling you can get in the gym, or the most satisfying feeling you can get in the gym, is the pump. Let's say you train your biceps. Blood is rushing into your muscles, and that's what we call a pump. Your muscles get a really tight feeling, like your skin is going to explode any minute. You know, it's really tight. It's like somebody blowing air into your muscle. It just blows up, and it feels different. It feels fantastic. It's as satisfying to me as coming is, you know, as having sex with a woman coming. I'm like getting the feeling of coming in the gym, I'm getting the feeling of coming at home, I'm getting the feeling of coming backstage when I pump up, when I pose out in front of 5,000 people, I get the same feeling. So I'm coming day and night. I mean, it's terrific, right? So, you know, I'm in heaven. So, you know, I'm in heaven. 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 I'm in heaven.
Linus, they're gonna come onto the stage and we're gonna perform a improv piece for you guys. No cheating. I guess you want to stay? Okay, so this is one I did for Andy Fordyce's Eurythmics class. I also submitted it to all the grad schools I applied to, and I think it's probably the reason I got rejected from 4 out of 5. But NYU has some New York school people there, so I think they were like, oh, whatever, it's charming. So, this was based on a poem. This is based on some poem about a blackbird. The assignment was use a poem about a blackbird, something, something. So this is what I did. Add the letters of your first name together based on their position in the alphabet. A equals 1, and this is for the performance. A equals 1, B equals 2, etc. And then divide that number by the number of letters in your first name. If you know your zodiac sign, add 5 to your total. If you are not hitherto a citizen of the Republic of Serbia, but are open to the possibility of one day becoming a citizen thereof, then subtract 6 from your total. And I have these worked out, so don't worry about it. I'll give it to you. The ensemble member with the smallest number is assigned the first position, the second smallest, the second position, and so on and so forth. If you are confident that you are the greatest person in the room, using any criteria, take the first position. Similarly, if you can recall from memory a quotation from the late Chairman Mao, take the third position. If you can recall the quotation in the original Chinese, take the second position. If, and only if, after this entire process, you happen to be closer to a trusted adult as measured in paces than the hour 3 p.m. as measured in minutes from the current time, every ensemble player, don't be too funny now, Linus. Every ensemble player is to reassign places using the name of the city. City is just any place with greater than 100,000 inhabitants. Closest to their place of birth, added together with their favorite city and or province of the nation of Canada. Example, if you were born in Boston and Alberta is your favorite province of Canada, I mean, good for you, it's not mine, that would equal 22.6. If you are evil, subtract 0.5 from your total. This time, if you are confident you are the second greatest person in the room, take the last position because if you ain't first, you're last. If you believe you can purposely fake a convincing tumble, don't do this. I forgot it was in here, but don't try. Now is the time to do so. If a jury of your peers approve, then take the third position. Lastly, check if any of the following is true. The current place of residence is determined to be physically or spiritually the state of Connecticut. Linus, I know you're from Connecticut, but I don't think you really. It's not. The current day is determined to be. Oh, I didn't check this part. Oh no, we're good. The current day is determined to be the 29th of February, 13th of March, 16th of July, 23rd of December, or no, we're good. Any Friday at 5 p.m. I really should have checked this beforehand. 3 or more gentlemen of fair complexion, otherwise referred to as white boys, quote unquote, are shockingly able to order in fluent Mandarin at any manner of restaurant or establishment, then disregard all following instructions and watch the entirety of the 1997 film That Darn Cat. And then proceed to the next page. I didn't really want to print out this for everyone, so normally they proceed to the next page. But the next page is, now that an order has been chosen, disregard any previous instructions, they never matter. And then there was an explicitive on the original score, but I removed that when I sent it out to graduate schools. On the score, actually don't flip it over now. On the score, there's a picture of a blackbird. We have to wait a few seconds. I thought this reveal would take longer, sorry. Okay. find the blackbird, hold out any note. Don't look at it yet, Xavier. No, you can see that. Don't look at it. If your instrument is capable of playing more than one note at a time, play a minor second interval of any kind. While you search for the blackbird, you may only play the black keys on a keyboard or the equivalent on your instrument, and then I list them. As you continue your search for the blackbird, increase in tempo and intensity. Consequently, you must start the piece slow and quiet. The piece ends when everyone has found the blackbird. Non-pitched instruments are to improvise freely and appropriately. You may now begin. And flip over your screens. So we have one more piece for you, but before that, I'd like to do some thank yous. First off, thank you to, I've had this joke for like 2 years. Thank you to my two dads, John and Ramon, for everything. Thank you to my friends and family and the support. Thank you to Hans, who's one of the only ones I invited who showed up. And my other teachers, especially Dr. Crane, JR, Brent, and DTS, or whatever they are called. And then most importantly, my cat Panda is missing a copy, or a comma here. It should say, mean to me sometimes, comma, I still love her, not sometimes I still love her. But yes, so thank you to all those people, thank you to all my friends, thank you to everyone. And Sam is gonna come up here, Jason's gonna come up here, and we have one more piece for you. Sam is unprepared. I will explain what this is. So this is y'all, this chord is crazy. It is like the previous one, except except it's a courtroom. So the fine musicians who are still up here, they are they're going to be responding to our two lawyers here, Jason and Sam. You can tell they're lawyers because they have jackets on. Sure. And they're very professional. Sam is a little more professional because Jason had to work, but do whatever you want. So I am the judge. I do have a robe, but it's getting kind of late, so I'm not going to put it on. But basically, Jason and Sam are going to find some truths out about the universe and argue with each other. They also shot down a lot of the court cases I want to do because they said they were not appropriate, even though I think they were pretty funny, but whatever, can't say them. Yes, so we're going to start with some cases. Also, I have a gavel. It is a Rubik's Cube that is a lemon. It can count, but that's a gavel. Huh?
I know it's a Rubik's Cube.
Yeah, well, we don't have time for that. So I believe the first case. Oh yes. The first case. Let's get into. In the case of Mr. Hargett versus the respectable musical community of MPAC, formerly known as Durgan Hall, whereas Mr. Hargett alleges that the honorable freshman class should quote unquote drop out already. Mr. Roberts, have you prepared opening statements?
I have. Thank you everybody for being here tonight. This beautiful courtroom that we're all stationed in tonight. Now, Samuel Hargett, one of the worst people I know, truly, has been on record saying multiple times that he thinks the entire freshman class should drop out of school. The freshman class is not only uncultured, unintelligent, uninspired, uninteresting, and downright unflattering they are. And he said all of these things, and he has been on the record to say that they should just go back home right to where they came from. We will not stand for this in this building. We do not tolerate this hatred of any kind. The freshmen should be nurtured, even if they are completely useless. They should be brought up to be semi-useful for some performances on occasion. I secede for now, thank you.
Mr. Hargett, do you have a response to his opening statement?
Am I doing like guilty, not guilty, or am I?
Do you wanna plead? How do you plead, Mr. Hargett?
I plead very guilty.
You plead guilty. Okay.
No, I don't want to be the freshman.
Do you have anything else?
Then what?
Okay, well give it up for Sam. He's guilty of all. Ooh, this is my favorite one. We're just gonna blow right past it. But in the case of Mr. Jacob Leising versus gainful employment, whereas the winner is who can give Mr. Jacob Leising more money, and no, I will not giving it back. Who can?
Do I fight that I want to give you more money?
No, you give me more. Whichever you or Jason gives me more money.
I'm not gonna give anything.
Okay, moving on.
We're in college for
Is
music.
the case. Mr. Roberts, please. Mr. Roberts. In the case. Oh no, I like this one. In the case of Roberts and Hargett versus the United States Department of Treasury, whereas we set out to answer the question, does money talk? And oh boy, does it. Mr. Roberts, Mr. Hargett, would you like to say anything on the matter?
Sam,
Yes.
does money talk?
Yeah, man.
Oh boy.
It talks.
Elaborate.
Does money sing, Sam?
Yes.
I said sing.
Yes.
You know, you can use money to do a lot of things. You can make someone talk. You can make someone sing with money.
Sure.
You might even pay a fellow music student money to sing or to talk. So, in a roundabout kind of way, money does talk. But it can't actually do that, guys.
Right.
I'm sure we're all aware. I
Alright.
mean, have you ever seen a dollar bill talk?
Nope.
I had a dream one time that one did.
Sick.
Okay. That was my case.
That's the case closed. Oh no. Oh my god. Rubik's Cube broke. Whoops.
Nice.
Anyways, I think we have time for two more. Let's do. In the case of Roberts versus the Board of Education, whereas Mr. Roberts argues that classrooms should be, quote, pentagonally shaped because, quote unquote, wouldn't that be dope? Mr. Roberts, do you have anything to say on that?
I do understand that. Okay, when you think of a room, what do you think of? Probably a square,
Square.
right? Yeah. And you know what kind of idea it is? That's a square idea. 4 sides? No. How about 5? If we had 5 signs in the classroom, here's how I would lay it out. Let's take a look. We have one on the bottom here, a giant window to look out of. But here's the problem. The whiteboard's on this side. The door is on this side. So you have people coming in this way, and immediately they look at the window and they think, that's awesome, I want to sit by the window. But where are the chairs? I don't know, it's a pentagon. I didn't put any chairs in the pentagon, man. But I just think squares are boring, and I think pentagons are really cool. Don't even get me started on hexagons. Thank you.
Yeah. Sam, do you have anything? Mr. Hargett, do you have anything? No, I'm a traditionalist. I like squares and rectangles and how interesting. Let's move on.
You're gonna be left
This is the one they made me do this. In the case of the curious Jason and Samuel versus various animals, whereas Jason and Sam find out about animals. Yeah.
Okay. So we know that billions of years ago, millions of years ago, I'm sorry, fish came out of the water onto the land, and they started to walk. They figured it out. So my question is, why aren't fish still walking? Like, why aren't they leaving the water? Why have they stayed in the water? Can you explain it? I did. It's probably something
No,
Sam.
I don't think it's
No, it's definitely you.
Why did I do
I don't think they like you.
Alright.
But the fish obviously aren't coming out anymore, and it's really concerning to me, and I would love to know why the fish aren't coming out of the water.
Right.
You have something to say about giraffes?
Oh, giraffes. No, I think it's an interesting fact that giraffes are like black tongues. I always think that's neat.
That is pretty neat. I think animals are really cool. What's your favorite animal?
They used to be.
How interesting. Let's move on. We have time for a couple more cases. In the case of logic versus reason, whereas wouldn't it be crazy if John or Ramon were like 20 feet tall and we had to have class outside or also in the auditorium?
Okay.
Yeah.
In this case, John and Ramon are 20 feet tall. John Shirley, I'm not sure how this happened to you. I assume it was some sort of radioactive mutation. Maybe you got gamma radiated like the Hulk, maybe a big giant.
Mr. Roberts, if I may, I believe he was born that way.
Oh, okay, so you're just like this. Now, could they continue to live their life normally? I do not believe so. Logic and reason tell me that if John Shirley was 20 feet tall, how could he play the harmonica? It's too small. They don't make harmonicas that big. And another thing, if Ramon was 20 feet tall, how is he going to use his back patch? He cannot use a mini keyboard. His fingers are too big. And they can't pick them up because they're 20 feet tall. I'm not having class outside the winter. I'm sorry. It's too cold. It was too cold this winter. I'm not going outside for class. I was in the case.
Mr. Hargett, do you have anything to say? Oh, no, you're clapping.
Yes.
Okay. And our last and final case for you guys. Oh, sorry. I should have done that before. In the case of the Honorable Jason Roberts versus the Honorable Samuel Hargett, whereas, and may I be quiet for a second, whereas whoever is louder wins.
Oh. Okay. All right.
Who would like to start?
Oh.
No, no, we're good.
Who's ever louder wins.
I have been louder.
And that includes
Yes, you